Hello all the crazy people out there, my name is Dragonite, welcome back to Pokemon Ultra Moon. Last time, we did this little arts and crafts thing with Mina's captain trial thing, and then we fought a Rimbury, and it really didn't go very well. I kind of won by being cheap, as I often have been doing in the last couple of major fights in this game. But we got through that, and apparently I've got to fight Hapu, and the SS Magikarp is going to take me there, to Executor Island, where Hapu can be found. Let me see. We spent a brief spell here earlier. And, okay, Hapu is going to be up on the top of the hill where the flute was. Alright, so let's go through the tall grass. Can I get all the way around there without getting into a fight? It looks like I can just avoid the tall grass. And I'm just gonna say please and thank you to this guy, and we're just gonna climb its head, and we can fight Hapu up here. I went and moved, oh no, I didn't. I was thinking of going and moving Burbrain out of lead in favor of Lokvakora because Hapu is, I think, a ground-type specialist. But, you know what? Then I noticed that the Burbrain is still, like, level 50 and everyone else on my team is level 51 or higher. And I decided that I'd like to, give Burbrain... Hello? Are you gonna fight me with the Executor? Or are they just your cheerleading squad? The first grand trial of Kahuna Hapu. Alright, so we're gonna fight. I don't think she was Kahuna in the original Sun and Moon. I think that post was just unfilled. But we're gonna go fight Hapu. And you're gonna send in Golurk, so you are a ground type specialist. Alright. I am going to go and leave Burbrain out front, I think. And I do want Burbrain to soak up some experience. Let's see, I've got a couple of options here. Toxic, of course, Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks is going to do reduced damage to ground types all across the board. But I'm going to do it anyway. I should have used Toxic first. I do have Payback, which is going to be a super effective move that I can use against you. But I think... Oh, you're doing the same thing. Interesting. I think, probably I won't really be doing that much damage to a Golurk with Payback because Golurk is very bulky and Burbrain is not very attacky. So we can just go with the old strategy first and then I'll chip away Hammer Arm. Well, that will lower my speed. Oh no, that will lower your speed. Never mind, it won't lower my speed. Let me just go see how much Payback does. You're gonna use a full heal, interesting. In that case... Okay, that actually did about... Oh, that was a critical hit. In that case, we're gonna do this again. And let's see, are you gonna Hammer Arm again? Hammer Arm has a chance of missing. It did not miss. Okay, so... I might be able to kill you with Payback. But I also don't want to risk Burbrain going down and skipping out on experience for the rest of the fight. So instead... Oh, I don't have anyone who resists fighting yet. You will in a couple of levels, but nobody else does. Well, in the meantime, Fusroda, you have a lot of bulk. You can probably take a Hammer Armor 3. So we're going to go and switch in Fusroda, and I'm going to take a little bit of damage from those rocks. And Hammer Armor is going to do not very much damage. Alright, so your speed is what, at like -3 now? In hindsight, it was probably a waste of time repoisoning you, wasn't it? Yeah. Let's go and use Payback. And that's not going to be the full effect of Payback, but it should be enough to take you down. And indeed it is. And there goes Golurk, so just 3 more to go. So Fusroda is going to grow to level 52. Look at that defense stat. Burbrain is getting experience, everyone else is getting experience, and Flygon is up next. So, Flygon, I also don't really think can do much to me. Even with a Dragon Breath, I think I can probably take that. I do, excellent. So we're going to use Dragon Claw, which is going to be slightly stronger than what you did, and that is barely not enough to take you down. Alright, Strewn with the Eviolite might also be able to take a Dragon Breath with about that much health and then use extreme speed. So I think we'll do that. So the moment of truth. Alright, yes, stealth rock damage. Okay, there we go. Even without the Eviolite, I might have survived that, just like barely. Anyway, so we are going to use extreme speed. That is going to be it for Flygon, and you're down to half your team now. And coming close to level 52 there. Not quite there. Mudsdale, I can't do anything to a Mudsdale. I think it is time to get out of here. I think now we are going to bring in Lokvakor, and Lokvakor is going to go and use Choice Spec Scald and see how much damage that does. Boy, you're almost out of level 2. Earthquake. I'm probably going to be faster. I should survive this. Not a super effective hit. I do. Okay, thank you. Scald. Alright, we're faster. Scald should be enough to take you down, right? Nope, not enough to take you down. Alright, Stamina. That's going to lower your speed. No, it's going to increase your defense. Okay, so you're going to use your Z move, and that's going to be slightly overkill, I think. I'm not 100% convinced that you couldn't have just killed me with any other move, and that there's an argument to be made that maybe you should have saved that for, like, my next Pokemon, but you do you, Hapu. I'm not gonna tell you how to battle. Let's see. Now, does Darkest Lariat ignore defense changes? Is that move that does that? The target stat changes. Okay, so it will. So I'll use Darkest Lariat because that's gonna be. Actually, I guess I could have brought in Gone Lahas and used Giga Drain too. That's a special attack that would have gone around the physical defense buff. All right, well, too late for that. And I'm not gonna switch out someone else over the rocks. Darkest Lariat. That's a neutral hit, but at this range of health, I think that should be enough to take you down, and it is. There goes Mudsdale. That's Hapu's ace. Strewn is going to grow to level 52, and Birdbrain is going to finally grow to level 51. I don't think Skarmory is a Pokemon who's in, like, the slow experience gain group, but I feel like Skarmory has not caught up to the rest of my team nearly as fast as the rest of my team has caught up to the rest of my team. Gastrodon, okay, so you know what we are going to do? We are going to switch into Gone Lahas, and we're going to use Giga Drain and not even think about it. Right, that's going to be enough to take you down, right? It might not be, because Gastrodon is pretty defensive. It's one of those bulky water types. Alright, Muddy Water. I thought you used the ground type move for a moment, and I would have switched it over it safely because I have, like, Levitate for the ability, but no. Alright, so Giga Drain is going to go and not take you down, because that HP bar isn't scrolling quite fast enough, but it is going to get me a lot of HP back, which means that you can't kill me with another Muddy Water. And even if it hit, you wouldn't have killed me with another Muddy Water. But we're going to use a second Giga Drain. That is going to be it for Gastrodon. And Hapu, good game, Hapu. Back to full health to you. And Gastrodon is going down. Pico is growing to level 53. No other levels. And you're going to give me a lot of money because experience coin. I mean amulet coin. Alright, good game, Hapu. You succeeded in your final grand trial. And this is going to be the ground type Z move, I guess. Hiya! Phew. You're undoubtedly a prodigious trainer, Drago. In the past, any trainer who completed the Island Challenge would make a pilgrimage to Mount Lanakila to battle the Kahunas once more. In these battles alone, the Kahunas would no longer hold back in any way. But this year, you'll face a different sort of final trial upon Mount Lanakila. That will be your next destination, but first let us return to Pony Island. Alright, my team needs a little bit of healing, but I think not too much. This is basically the Victory Road in Elite Four of the game, just with a different coat of paint. So, you're going to tell us to go there, and, let's see, we've got the inaugural season of the Pokemon League in Alola, I guess you could call it. Let's go fly back to, Ula Ula Island. Let's fly over here to Tapu Village, and that should What is the word I'm looking for? That should be like the closest point of contact for Mount Lanakila. So that didn't take very long. I will start up Mount Lanakila in this video. Took about 15 minutes of real time, it looks like. I'll get a little bit ways into Victory Road. I also am considering turning the experience all off. Maybe... Should I wait until Strewn actually, like, evolves before I do that? Is it time to just do that? Let's see what the levels are in Mount Lanakila before I make any decision based on that. So, alright. I'm gonna come out, and we're gonna go up this way, and we weren't really able to go very far up this way last time. We got turned around at the elevator. So now, if I come over here... Oh, hey, Gladion. It's been a little while since we've seen you. Did you miss the fun up on the altar? I've been waiting for you to thank you for what you did for Lily, for our mother. I appreciate it. Maybe more than you know. And the only thing I can offer you in thanks is a great battle, so I'm gonna show my full power. My real full power this time. With the Z-Power ring the old man gave me. Alright, so we got another little boss fight here. So, Gladion. You had Null. I don't remember what else you had. Crobat. Okay, so... Crobat is one of those Pokemon who can do absolutely nothing to Bird Brain. So I think what I'll do, and I can't poison you unfortunately, is I think I'll toss out the Stealth Rocks. And you'll use Acrobatics, and that's going to do like 5 damage. Okay, that did 33 damage. Which is almost 5 damage. And... I think I'm going to go and... I can use Payback at full power. Fly is going to outdamage you. Because same type attack bonus. But we're going to go use Fly. And this is going to do like a little tiny amount of damage. Alright, so that's a 4-hit KO. I don't really feel like staying in for this. Instead... I can bring out Strewn. I can paralyze you to slow you down. Who else? Pico. Gonlahas. Gonlahas might be best equipped to deal with you. I have a Rock Slide. And I'm not weak to either of your types. So we're going to go bring in Gonlahas. And he is going to go and take an Acrobatics. And this is going to do more than 33 damage. Wow. Okay. That was probably a bad idea. I'm sorry I subjected you to that. Alright, that didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. In that case, Log for Core, also not weak to Acrobatics. But I have a Scald, and Scald is going to probably take you down. Crobat's not very defensive, and Choice Specs and all that. So Acrobatics is definitely a strong move. 55 base power, but it doubles to... Ooh. Wow, really? Is that all that did? It's 55 base power, but it doubles to 110 if the user isn't holding an item, and it's back before the gem items were retired. If you equipped a flying gem to it, the flying gem's effect would be applied, the gem would be consumed, and then the power would be doubled, so you kind of got like a 1.5x on top of that on the first turn. Crobat, are you really that defensive? I know that Poison itself is a decent defensive type, but I thought Crobat's defenses are like not very high. Okay, so Extreme Speed is enough to take Crobat down, so we got in ahead of that. We're going to have some experience to go around. Unfortunately, 2 Pokemon are not going to get to participate in that. Strewn can't really do anything to Lucario besides paralyze it. So you are going to... Oh, that's a Zoroark? Really? Wait. Oh, when you use the Z move, it wears off. Is that it? Black Hole Eclipse. I guess it would be weird to see a Pokemon that can't use a Z move. Like, it would be visually weird, aesthetically weird to see a Pokemon that can't use a Z move using the Z move. So instead, ooh, okay, way to hang on there. That was pretty close. We're gonna paralyze you to slow you down, definitely. And next, we are going to definitely bring in Fusroda here because I don't think anybody else really wants to come and deal with this thing. So if you decide to use another Dark-type move, that'll be a resisted hit. Night Daze. I avoided the attack. Alright. Point is kind of moot. Brick Break is going to go and take down Zoroark. The paralysis was kind of a waste of effort there, wasn't it? But we're gonna go, and Chivalry is your last Pokemon. That's the evolved form of Null, isn't it? Are you still normal type? Or do you have, like, type now? I'm gonna Brick Break you and see if that does a lot of damage. Crush Claw. Alright, that'll do more damage the more HP I have, but apparently even then, even at full health, it didn't really do a lot of damage. That was a neutral hit, so I'm gonna have to try and figure out what type you are then. Let's play that game. Crush Claw is a normal type attack. I guess not having same type attack bonus also. Oh no, am I thinking of, what am I thinking of if it's not Crush Claw? That was also a neutral hit. Rock Slide? Are you, like, flying? My defense is at -1. My defense is at -2. You're avoiding the attack. Alright, so Fusroda is not really doing it here. Let's switch in... You've only used Crush Claw so far. And you're gonna keep lowering my defense. That's annoying. Fire Fang? Multi-attack. That sounds like an upgraded version of Tri-Attack. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, what was that? Was that fighting? Are you part fighting? If I use Fly on you, is that going to be super effective? Oh, Chivalry has that mechanic where you can, like, change its type, doesn't it? With the RKS system, as it were. Let's see if this is super effective. The spines on your head are sort of bluish, which is sort of like the flying colors, I guess? Nope, that was a neutral hit, too. Well, regardless, one more will take you down. That was a little closer than I really wanted it to be. One more of these will take you down, and, I guess I'll just check the Pokédex for a type after this fight or something. Are you water? Was that a fin on your butt? Are you a water type? Is this water type Silvery? Anyway. Lucario is up next for real. Should I... Do I have anyone who's a safe switch? Not really. I'm gonna heal Fusroda. We're gonna go use a Hyper Potion here, and Fusroda is just gonna deal with Lucario. Quick Attack. Alright, so Quick Attack did 8 damage, and that was enough to take down Bird Brain. But Fusroda is gonna come on in and just Brick Break this thing, and that's gonna be it. So, good game, Gladian. This is a fairly well-matched fight, all things considered. Aura Sphere, okay. Also, that counts for the bulletproof ability. I don't really see the connection in English. I wonder if that is a move that has a different name in Japanese with a different literal translation.
Hey.
That might be more like bullet-like or artillery-like. Anyway, that's it for Gladian, and I think I'm gonna go back to the Pokemon Center and heal before continuing up Mount Lanakila. Thank you for the money, by the way. Alright, so... You're just gonna stand around looking angsty as you do? Oh, you're actually smiling? I didn't even know those muscles in your faces worked. You've got good Pokemon. I know what kind of a trainer you are now, and what kind of a journey you've been through. Last time I saw Lily, she was heading up to Mahalo Trail. Seems like she had something on her mind. Yeah, we've been there. I saw Lunala there, and Lily sort of invited me to fight Lunala. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that after Dragonair evolves. Anyway, I tried battling Hao too. He's really changed. I'm not surprised anymore that he managed to even beat Kahuna Hala. If you two are gonna get even stronger, then I guess I can't let my guard down. I know we aren't friends, but we aren't enemies anymore either. We aren't enemies anymore either. Keep winning. Maybe I'll see you again if you do. Alright, so with that, I think that's a decent place to leave it, actually. I'm gonna go heal for, like, the 17th time this video, and then, next time, we're gonna head up Mount Lanakila, and, towards the Pokemon League. So, until then, my name is Dragonite, this has been Pokemon Ultra Moon. You should all go check out Wizarducks and the Lost Hat, which is one of the games that I like to work on when I'm not doing YouTube stuff. Link to the Steam page can be found down below. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you all later.